Hello friends, my name is William, and today we're going to go through the process of creating stop-motion animation on your smartphone. So let's get started. Alright, so the most important thing you're going to need is your smartphone. We're going to download an app called Stop Motion, and that's what we're going to use to make our animation. It's free for both Android and iPhone. Another piece of equipment to consider if you have it is a phone clamp. If you don't have that, maybe try a selfie stick. Something like this can be attached to a wall or a shelf, and the clamp at the end can be adjusted so you can get the right angle. Something else that you could use is a pair of headphones with a play-pause button on it. Hook it up to your phone, and when you're ready to shoot, you can use the button to trigger your shots without having to touch your phone screen all the time and maybe accidentally bumping it or moving it in the middle of filming. Now, if you don't have any of these items, don't worry about it. You can always improvise. Here's something I made out of a box and some bungee cord that fastens my phone down while I shoot from the top up. Be creative. Just make sure whatever you use can fasten your phone down securely so it doesn't fall and break. Now I want to talk about lighting. Lighting can be achieved really easily since you already have dozens of options for lighting sources in your house already. So for instance, a table lamp. I'm currently using a ceiling light from the room that I'm in right now. If you are using just regular room lighting, make sure you're in a position that'll cut down on those shadows if you don't want them. So let's open up our app and start animating. Alright, so go ahead and download the Stop Motion app onto your phone, and then once that's downloaded, open it up. And in the next screen, we'll click the New Movie button that's up there in the top corner. Then on this next screen, you'll notice a camera icon in the top right. We're going to click that and it'll take us into the camera mode. Now here is where we'll be making our stop motion animation. And before we begin, we're going to want to have a few settings in place. So at the bottom right corner, you'll notice an icon that looks like a group of faders. So we'll click that and go into our camera settings. We want to go to the M section first. And then under there, you'll see 4 options, Auto, AL, P, and M. We want to make sure we have AL selected. The next thing we're going to want to set is our zoom. And we can do that by clicking on this icon here, which will take us into our zoom menu. So back into the zoom menu here, if we move this ruler left to right, we can zoom in and out as you see here. So I want to zoom in just enough to get that table out, and then just a little bit more till we get that box out of the shot. Now the last thing we're going to set is our transparency, so we'll be able to see the last frame that we shot laid over the new frame that we're going to shoot. So we're just going to move that down to about half, about right there. It's going to get a little darker when you do it, but that'll change once we start taking our photos. You'll notice the big red button there to the right. We're going to press that once, and we're going to take the first frame of our animation. Now the way you can tell how many frames you've taken is the number in the bottom right corner of the screen there. Mine says 2, so that means I've taken 2 frames worth of animation so far. So I'm going to have my little cloud here come into the scene, and as you notice, when I move it, you see the ghosted image of the last frame that I shot laid over the new frame. So I'm using that as a guide of where I want to move my cloud for the next frame. Really, for this first few times around when you do this, it's really just about experimenting and, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and, different techniques. When you're done with your animation, click the arrow button in the top right corner of the screen and you'll be taken back to this section. Now here you can either play back your entire animation, add some narration to it, or add some titles and credits. When you're done doing that, click the arrow button in the top left corner of the screen, and from here you can save your animation or upload it to the internet. And there you have it, my friends. This is all you need to know to get started in stop motion animation. Something to remember is that it can be a process. You're going to be learning a lot along the way, and you're probably going to make a few mistakes here and there, but don't get discouraged. Keep at it, and I guarantee you'll get better. Happy animating.